Hi everyone, in this video I am completing 2 colored pencil landscapes in my sketchbook. I actually think this is the first time I've ever done a colored pencil landscape, which is surprising, but I think I've only painted them. Sometimes landscapes can be a little tricky for me because I feel like I really struggle with simplifying them. There's so much detail in a landscape, all of the tiny leaves or pieces of grass and everything, and you really have to simplify, but that is a little bit of a challenge for me. If this is your first video, my name is Lily. My background is being an art teacher. Currently, I just teach a couple of high school art classes online, and then I'm home with my daughter. So I do a lot of my own art during nap time, early in the morning, late at night. It is currently nap time right now. But anyways, I will switch over to VoiceOver Lily so that you can watch the process and hear a little bit about my thoughts as I created it. I did the base for this drawing with my blue Col-Erase pencil and then went in with the alcohol markers as an underpainting of sorts. I'll link another video. Actually, I think I have 2 videos where I use this technique and I've really been enjoying it. I've been doing the combination of alcohol marker and colored pencils a lot. I will also insert a picture of the landscape photo that I was working from, but I'll also link my Pinterest in the description as well, which has all of the references that I use pinned in it. I'm really wanting to start taking more of my own reference photos though. I feel like I need to be better about actually remembering to take pictures when I'm out and about, but I'm kind of craving having more control over the photos instead of just being stuck to what I have online. So I want to step up my game with that a little bit. I also just got a notebook that I want to use as a visual journal where I take pictures throughout my week and then draw them and also journal in it as well. I don't know, it sounds really therapeutic. I got a lot of inspiration to do it. So stay tuned. If I do that, I'll make a video on it. Okay, also, I thought that I should mention, just because in this clip, as I'm looking at it, it's very obvious in this shot, but sometimes I get comments about how I hold my pencil, and yes, I know I hold my pencil weird. From what I remember, I've just always held it this way, and my mom said that my kindergarten teacher tried all the things to get me to hold it the correct way, but I guess I just never did. I've done this as long as I can remember, so it feels completely normal to me, and it does not affect how I create art or anything. I don't think I've ever had a professor in an art class or anyone else comment on it. Occasionally, I think my students notice, but just wanted to mention that. One thing I was thinking about the other day that I want to hear from you about is if you personally do art as a career or a way to make income, or if it's just a hobby for you. Because obviously art has partially been my career since I'm an art teacher, but I feel like that's very different from creating art as a job. Teaching is a very different set of skills. I got my master's degree in education, and so I feel like all of my teaching stuff wasn't really art. I'm teaching art, but the career is just different is what I'm trying to say. And I've actually really enjoyed that about teaching because I feel like I still get to talk about art. I get to do it somewhat in my classes. I get to do all of my lesson planning and research art. So I still get to be in that world, but there's no pressure on my personal art practice or personal creativity really. And it's also helped me improve my art skills a lot because a lot of times I'll have to teach something that I don't know much about. And so it's definitely helped me grow. So even though I've enjoyed my career as an art teacher, obviously who doesn't want money from their own art as well? So I've tried over the years various things. I've done pet portraits, some freelance work, stuff like that. But I feel like every time I try, I always kind of end up hitting a wall with it. For example, the pet portraits. I really enjoyed it at first, and I do still like doing pet portraits. But as soon as you start creating for other people, you have different issues like having not a great reference photo to work from, or just doing drawings that don't feel as fun or interesting to you, or having to draw when you're not in the mood. And sometimes I was just this doesn't feel very fun. And I want my art to feel fun. But I also just feel like I'm kind of picky in what I draw. If I'm not in the mood to draw that specific thing, that subject or concept, then I just really don't want to do it. But anyways, sometimes I wonder if I should stop trying to make any money from my art at all and just leave it completely as a hobby. But I do enjoy sharing my art, and it feels kind of sad to make things that just never leave my house or people get to see. So that's why right now YouTube is kind of a fun extension of my hobby. I like making videos. Obviously, I don't make money from it, but I get to share my art and my journey, and I obviously share my art on Instagram as well. But then I see people making money from their art, and I'm just like, okay, I could totally do that. And I know I have the artistic skill to do it, but I guess I just don't have the entrepreneurial drive to do it. But anyways, I would love to hear from you if you're watching this, if art is a hobby or if it's a career for you, and your thoughts and experience on that. All right, now I'm picking colors for the alcohol markers in this next artwork, and here's the reference photo that I'm going to be using. I feel like this artwork I was much more in the groove for. Also, the reference photo just felt a little bit easier to simplify, and I already kind of had a picture in my mind of what I wanted the end result to be. In the last artwork, I used a lot more hatching and repetitive marks, where this one I mostly just did a lot of blending and layering. But I had so much fun doing this one. I feel like whenever I had to stop working on it, because I worked on it over a couple of days, I would just be thinking about how I wanted to be working on it for the rest of the day until I had a chance again. Does that happen to anyone else? Sometimes I think it's kind of embarrassing how much I think about an artwork when I'm really in the groove with it and enjoying it. I just think about it like the rest of the day. I'm like, wow, can't wait to get back to my little colored pencil drawing. I don't have much else to comment on for this artwork, so I'll just be quiet for a while and let you listen to some music as I work. Maybe you are working on your own artwork as well. I know that I am always watching Draw With Me videos as I draw. In fact, I'm like 95% sure that's probably what I was watching as I was working on this. That, or I love a good true crime documentary while I work. I will see you guys at the end of the video. Here is the final result. Thank you for joining me as I worked on it. I would love to hear from you in the comments as well. I love responding and having conversations with other artists in the comments. So let me know your thoughts on the hobby versus art career dilemma.